AmeriGuard Security would like to remind you to set your alarm and check your cameras. Trust only the best. Protect your family, home, or business with 24/7 armed response.
Perimeter secure.
Remember, AmeriGuards it.
Local news that matters. This is Ksee 24 News at 11.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Jennifer Ortega. We start with breaking news tonight. A man out of Bonds in Clovis has been arrested by police after witnesses say he was rowdy and pulled out a gun. This happened at the store on Herndon and Fowler around 10 o'clock tonight. We're now learning from authorities that he was carrying a fake gun. Witnesses told Ksee 24 the man went inside the store demanding liquor. We're told no shots were fired and the man was taken into custody without incident. There is still a heavy police presence at the store right now. Police say to stay clear of that area. New at 11, a shocking double homicide in Northwest Fresno left a young mom and her infant child dead this morning. It happened at a home on Fruit and Jensen. Juanita Adame has more.
We don't know the age of that young mother, only that she was in her teens. We also don't know the gender of that young infant. Investigators say this was a very difficult case for their officers. A shocking discovery inside a Fresno home.
Very difficult day for everybody involved.
A teenage mother and her infant, both shot dead.
And we will leave no stone unturned to make sure we get to the truth of this issue.
Fresno PD's Deputy Chief Burke Farah said police were called to the home sometime around 7:20 Saturday morning.
We received a call from the family at this location that there were multiple shots fired at this house. On our arrival and pursuant to our investigation, we have located 2 deceased persons inside the home.
They spent the day canvassing the neighborhood and searching for witnesses.
We're working with our homicide investigators, our crime scene investigation team, our detectives to collect every bit of evidence we can on this very tragic case.
Farah said the call was difficult and traumatic for everyone involved, including the officers who responded to the scene.
Our first priority is always the criminal investigation, making sure we get this absolutely right. And then secondly, we take care of the family as best we can, and then our officers as well.
Investigators would not go into much detail about the shooting itself, only that they would find who was responsible for the heinous act.
It's a very sad day in the city of Fresno.
Police did not confirm if they've been to this house in the past. They said this is also something they are looking into. Reporting in Fresno, Juanita Adame, Ksee 24, local news that matters.
Juanita, thank you. Such a sad situation. A man is in critical condition after being shot in an argument in a Fresno Home Depot parking lot. This happened around 2:30 this afternoon at the store on Kings Canyon and Winery. Police say the victim was a driver of a box truck and got into a verbal fight with another person. That's when the suspect took out a gun and shot the man. We're told the victim then ran into the store looking for help and the suspect took off running. Police are looking through surveillance video and interviewing witnesses about the situation.
From preliminary information, it appears there was some type of argument around this box truck. The victim and the suspect appeared to get into a verbal argument with each other when we appear to be one shot was fired and struck the victim, what we believe is one time at this point.
The lumber section of the store was closed down for a few hours as officers investigated. The Magic detectives were on scene investigating the shooting. We are trying to find out if this shooting could have been gang related. We're told the victim is expected to survive. A farm worker father is celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month with a new green card after a 12-year wait in Mexico. He's back in Fresno now for less than 2 weeks. Natalie Vera has more on his journey.
Somebody pinched Luis Roa Miranda because he's living the dream, the American dream.
That is incredible that this couple stayed together.
Jeremy Clayson doesn't always have good news for his clients as an immigration attorney.
About 70% of the people, there's nothing that can be done for them. And that's standard across immigration law.
But Luis's story finally got its happy ending.
It gives you a good feeling to know that you're helping families stay together.
The farm worker, father of 4, just got his green card after waiting for 12 years in Mexico. Maribel says the wait was rough. She's a U.S. citizen, and when she married Luis in 2006, another lawyer told him he needed to do the immigration interview in Juarez, Mexico. The problem was Luis had entered the U.S. illegally on 2 separate occasions. Because of that, the U.S. government banned him for 10 years.
He would have never gone down there had he spoken with a lawyer who knew what they were talking about.
Luis says being away from his family was hard. Maribel would visit him every 2 years or so, and right now his 1-year-old thinks of him as a stranger. When the 10 years were coming up, COVID hit and the case stalled for another 2 years. Plus, they had to clear his name and prove he had been in Mexico all along because someone was using his identity.
So the officer thought that he had multiple convictions for driving under the influence of alcohol, which was not the case.
But after all that, Luis says he's ready to celebrate with his loved ones to make up for the lost time. And that's how this farm worker family celebrates Hispanic Heritage Month. Reporting in Fresno, Natalie Vera, Ksee 24 Local News That Matters.
Wow, such an amazing story. Thanks, Natalie. We're continuing to cover a homicide investigation in Porterville. A teenager is now in custody for shooting and killing a 68-year-old man. Detectives say they came across surveillance video with the 16-year-old suspect in it. Friday night around 7:20 p.m., Porterville police were able to locate the teen and take him into custody. After a search warrant to 2 other locations in Porterville, detectives say they found additional evidence. The teen is facing a murder charge and is being held without bond. The 47th annual Clovis Fest kicked off this morning, and it was a sight to see. There were sounds from the sky as the hot air balloons took off early this morning. The 2-day festival features food, vendors, arts and crafts, and music. Also back this year is a children's business fair featuring products made by and sold by young entrepreneurs.
We would love to see everybody come out and enjoy the festival. We have tons of vendors here. We've been doing this for 47 years. In the spring, we do Big Hat Days. In the fall, we do Clovis Fest.
Fest runs from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. through the weekend. Back here at home today was a Kearney barbecue smokeout in Fresno at Kearney Park. Talented chefs and cooks from all over the country faced off against each other in the Central Valley. The event was held at Kearney Park with a full day of competition, barbecue with side dishes, desserts, and much more. Nearly 50 competitors from around the country did their best in 4 different categories. And the barbecue grand champion, Brett McKinney from San Diego, took home a prize of $8,000. Check out the highs for today. Fresno, 95 degrees. Madera, 95, 97 in Merced. Here's your 4-day allergy forecast brought to you by Boz Allergy. There's elm, ragweed, and juniper pollens in the air. Looks like we're in the moderate levels for the next couple of days. Your complete forecast coming up after this.
There's only one certified most accurate weather team.
Do an accurate regional forecast first.
Certified by Weather Rate, an independent agency rating every forecast every day.
Coming up in your forecast, we've got good news for this weekend.
For 9 years, AJ Fox and your local weather authority is certified most accurate. Don't trust just any source for local weather. Trust us, because accuracy matters. The only certified accurate team. Central California's most accurate forecast every day on Ksee 24.
Politician David Valadao. He says he's fighting for Valley families, then puts himself first in Washington. Valadao voted against economic relief for us during COVID, but his family business collected thousands in government relief. With prices surging, Valadao opposed raising the minimum wage. Valadao even sided with drug makers, refusing to cap insulin prices. Congress is working great for David Valadao, but Valadao's not working for us. DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Clean, safe, and reliable water. For State Senator Melissa Hurtado, it's a basic right for every family and farm. So she's doing the hard work across party lines to improve our water infrastructure.
Senator Hurtado is teaming up with her colleagues from both sides of the aisle to fix the canal.
$130 million a year to make sure that water is accessible.
Clean, safe, and reliable water for families and farms. State Senator Melissa Hurtado. She's all Valley.
Did you get your car insurance and tags?
Yes, I did, Mom. Give me a minute.
Just auto insurance.
Yeah, Max. I need my insurance and tags ASAP.
That's for you.
It's been a minute. Did you find it?
Here you go.
Wow, that's really responsible of you.
I had a little help.
Call Max today.
Dream big and win even bigger at Ksee Gold. It's the $1.6 million Dream It Win It giveaway. Drawings are every Thursday and Friday night. You can win a share of $18,000 cash or a chance at $1 million. Plus, every day you can swipe to win prizes. Dreams can come true at Central California's most exciting destination, Ksee Gold Resort and Casino.
Welcome back. We want to start out with our weather headlines. Of course, welcome autumn. We are in fall, which is pretty nice. Hot temperatures return this week. The hottest day will be Monday. It's going to be slow and steady cooling into next week, and that's what we'll talk about a little bit later. Taking a look at our valley camera, we've seen clear skies most of the evening, and we're going to be seeing some low 60s, so you'll want to keep an eye on that. Our almanac today, our high, we've been above average temperatures all this season. So far, 96 degrees today is our high. Our average high is 88 degrees for this time of year. So we're well above average, but check this out. In 1945, our low was 46 degrees, and we're in the 60s, and we're going to keep in the 60s. So we're well above that record temperature for that low. Our temperatures right now, Fresno, 86 degrees, Madera, 76, Merced, 78 degrees. But I want you to take a look at this drought monitor. We've been in the extreme drought for some time now. The entire valley has been in the drought. We did see some rain last week, but we're going to continue in that drought as the rest of the week is looking pretty clear. Our live radar not showing any cloud coverage in the last several hours, but check out the last 12 hours. We did see some clouds roll through. By 5 o'clock this evening, those clouds kind of just dissipated into the area. We saw them on the foothills, but now it's basically cleared out. Looking at our air quality, Merced, Madera, Kings County in that yellow. We're seeing some worse air quality in the Fresno, Tulare, Sequoia National Park area, so you'll want to keep an eye on that if you are heading outside. That air quality is really thick. Now, our valley temperatures are overnight lows right now. Visalia, 61 degrees, Selma, 62, Fresno, 67 degrees. It's what we're seeing across the board, those low and high 60s all across the valley. Now, for our high temperatures tomorrow, here we go, afternoon highs. We're going to get into those 90s. Madera, 97 degrees, Fresno, 96, Selma, 98 degrees. We're not exactly hitting those triple digits, so that's pretty nice, but we are getting into those warmer temperatures heading into tomorrow. Now, taking a look at our solar forecast, the solar power index, 9.1 for your Sunday. On Monday, it will go down to an 8.2, and then it'll go back up for your Tuesday. For tonight in Fresno and Clovis, it's going to be clear skies, what we're seeing right now. Light winds, 6 miles per hour. And of course, you'll probably be able to see some stars out there with how clear it is, honestly. Our forecast for tomorrow, like I mentioned, 96 degrees. We're going to see sunny skies, not a whole lot relief as we warm up into the day. And here's our extended forecast. Like I mentioned, we're going to get into those 90s, 96, 95 as we start our work week, but we're going to be into those low 60s heading into the evening. Here it is, the rest of your extended forecast, 92, 89 will be some relief by next weekend. And coming up next in sports, a handful of Valley natives had big days in the college football world. Angelique Martinez joins us now with more.
Yeah, Jennifer, from the SEC to the Big 12 to the Mountain West, a handful of local football stars competed today. Coming up, we've got highlights as Valley natives performed at the Division I level, plus hear from former Bulldog Devontae Adams before the Raiders meet with the Titans on Sunday. That's next in Sports Central. Whoa, check out Scott's sneaks.
Sweet. Hey, you can win your own. Just go to our contest page at yourcentralvalley.com. Every month, City Stars gives $100 towards your new pair.
Nice.
Check out Scott Sneaks, a new pair featured each week on KC24's Bulldog Insider.
The latest conditions, live. The KC24 Valley Cam Network.
Gas prices have almost doubled for me.
I think it's almost tripled.
Didn't
$150.
even fill it up.
It's not a good feeling. It hurts a little more every time.
We had a chance to lower the gas tax. Rudy Salas didn't back it.
What did he do? Stood around, he did nothing.
Yeah, he didn't even show up for the votes.
Typical politician, living the high life. Rudy Salas is listening to his donors. He's not listening to us. He doesn't really care about us.
Rudy Salas is in it for himself.
Definitely not the kind of guy we need in Congress.
Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Owning your own home is a dream come true.
So many Californians never missed a mortgage payment before COVID.
The pandemic hit all of us hard.
We could use a fresh start.
If you've missed mortgage payments during COVID, California Mortgage Relief can help save your home. Direct payments to your lender to cover missed payments. No fees, nothing to pay back. Find out if you qualify today. camortgagerelief.org.
Girl, you can do better, at least with your big name wireless carrier. With Xfinity Mobile, you can get unlimited for $30 per month on the nation's most reliable 5G network. They can even save you hundreds a year on your wireless bill over T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon.
Wow, I can do better.
Yes, you can.
I can do better too.
Now, you really can do better. Switch to the fastest mobile service, Xfinity Mobile. Now with the best price on 2 lines of unlimited, just $30 a line.
I think he'll be safe in there.
Help keep what's important to you safe with Chevy Safety Assist, standard on these Chevy SUVs. Find new safe places, find new roads.
Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get $1,200 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Visit your participating Central Valley Chevrolet dealers.
Bad bosses. We've all had at least one. But now one of those bad bosses, John Duarte, is running for Congress. John Duarte, sued by his own employees for refusing to pay wages he owed, not paying overtime, and denying his employees rest breaks, even meal breaks. What Duarte's employees say he did is abusive. So if that's how bad boss John Duarte's employees say he treated them, does the Central Valley really want John Duarte bossing us around in Congress? House Majority PAC is responsible for the content of this ad.
Now, Sports Central, presented by Toyota.
Fresno State football is on its bye week, which came at the perfect time for the Bulldogs. The Dogs are coming off of last week's loss to USC and preparing for next Saturday on the road at UConn. But a handful of Valley natives were in action all around the country on today's slate full of college football. Checking in with the Texas Longhorns and Central grad Xavier Worthy. Worthy had 3 receptions with a touchdown for 50 yards, but this one went into overtime and Texas lost in a heartbreaker, 37-34 to Texas Tech. Worthy and the Longhorns are split at 2-2. Meanwhile, former Buchanan star running back Kendall Milton helped lead the Georgia Bulldogs to a 39-22 victory over Kent State. The Fresno native rushed for 41 yards on 9 attempts and also scored a touchdown. Milton has 3 TDs this season for the Dogs. Checking in with ex-Clovis West QB Adrian Martinez as Kansas State faced Oklahoma. Martinez threw for 234 yards and 1 touchdown. He also rushed for 148 yards and 4 touchdowns. The former Clovis West star led the Wildcats to a 41-34 victory over the Sooners with 5 total TDs. Meanwhile, Colorado State suffered a 41-10 loss to Sacramento State, but former Washington Union wide receiver Torrey Horton scored the Rams' lone touchdown. He led CSU in receiving yards with 127. Bullard grad Marcus Fulcher ran back a TD for the Hornets in their victory over Colorado State. Checking in with former Fresno State head coach Kalen DeBoer and the Washington Huskies. DeBoer's team is off to a 4-0 start. He led the Huskies to a 40-22 win over Stanford tonight. Washington is on the road at UCLA this upcoming Friday. And we've also got a great battle of unbeatens tonight. Number 7 USC facing Oregon State. Both perfect at 3-0 entering this one. Both teams also beat Fresno State this season. The Beavs in week 2 and the Trojans in week 3. But it was the Trojans who came out victorious tonight. USC skids past Oregon State 17-14. Trojans stay perfect at 4-0. Looking ahead to Fresno State's next opponent, the UConn Huskies. UConn met the nationally ranked NC State Wolfpack. NC State dominated the Huskies 41-10. With the loss, UConn drops to 1-4. In the NFL, the Raiders are still on the hunt for their first win of the season. Davante Adams and Derek Carr are facing the also winless Tennessee Titans on Sunday. It's an 0-2 battle on Sunday in Nashville as the Titans host the Raiders. Vegas is fresh off an overtime loss to the Arizona Cardinals last week, and former Bulldog Davante Adams is going to do whatever he can to make sure his quarterback's job is easier.
There's so many things that goes into playing quarterback, man. It's tough because obviously, you know, and this is just the way we are as a team. We're going to be hard on each other. If he's not comfortable back there, you know, the second play of the game, he's getting hit. Obviously, that's something that we all got to work on because that helps Derek be able to do his job and be comfortable back there. Same thing, he's not going to be that comfortable throwing the ball if the wide receivers are dropping the ball every single play or, you know, whatever it is, if it's not great calls. At the end of the day, we all got to work together to help, and, you know, that's the toughest position on the field to play. So I'm damn sure going to do the best of my abilities to try to help him make his job as easy as possible.
Kickoff tomorrow morning is scheduled for 10 a.m. Pacific as the Raiders take on the Titans in Nashville. And that's going to do it for sports. KC24 News continues after this.
KC24 News is always available at the new yourcentralvalley.com.
Politician David Valadao. He says he's fighting for Valley families, then puts himself first in Washington. Valadao voted against economic relief for us during COVID, but his family business collected thousands in government relief. With prices surging, Valadao opposed raising the minimum wage. Valadao even sided with drug makers, refusing to cap insulin prices. Congress is working great for David Valadao, but Valadao's not working for us. DCCC is responsible for the content of this advertising.
He'll be safe in there.
Help keep what's important to you safe with Chevy Safety Assist, standard on these Chevy SUVs. Find new safe places, find new roads.
Well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% financing or get $1,200 cash allowance on all 2022 Equinox models. Find new roads at your local Chevy dealer.
What would it take to expand Fresno State's impacted nursing, engineering, and criminology programs so more Valley students could get off waiting lists and into classrooms? What would it take to enable Fresno State to accept more low-income Valley students so they can be the first in their families to graduate from college? What would it take to help Fresno State do all this? Just a penny more on a $5 coffee drink. Please vote yes on Measure E.
When you have connections, life is good. And life's really good for Sacramento politician Adam Gray. You paid his salary and benefits most of his adult life. Gray took lavish trips and gifts from special interests. Gray played the system. Even his scandal-ridden father-in-law got in on the gig. Registered as a state lobbyist once Gray got elected. Adam Gray, he's connected the Sacramento way. Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This is KC24 News at 11.
A big and rough surf will be concerned along Central Florida beaches the next few days. The cause is Hurricane Fiona. As Claire Betts reports, Volusia County beach safety officials are warning swimmers to stay near open lifeguard towers.
That would scare me, and I love the water. I love to scuba, I love to snorkel. That would scare me.
These visitors from Wisconsin make good sense because this is scary surf. 4 to 6 right now and still building thanks to that distant hurricane.
They went out on the jet ski and they were trying to tell everybody, hey, you got to come back. You know, it's just too rough right now. It's not safe. It could be very dangerous.
Beach Safety is sending the same message from now right through the weekend. The waves are currently very powerful.
This kind of surf will slam you into the ground. It could cause injuries. If you're not experienced, we do ask you not to go out there.
And even when the waves calm down by the weekend, The threat of rip currents will not only continue, it will be worse.
Heavy surf is, putting holes in the sandbars, and then when we go into the weekend, those rip current conditions will be stronger.
In addition to these rough seas, Beach Safety says they're starting to get reports of jellyfish stings, specifically man-of-war. They're not washing up on the beach, at least not yet, but they are in the shallow water.
Like I say, it's the only hobby that pays for itself.
While not great for swimming, the ocean conditions are a bonus for treasure hunters. The churned-up sea might spit out something precious.
We look for that big storm that doesn't damage too much, but, that brings stuff to where we can get to it for sure.
Meanwhile, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis has declared a state of emergency as Tropical Storm Ian gains strength. It's expected to hit Florida sometime in the week as a hurricane. Florida residents are already filling sandbags and scrambling for supplies. The National Hurricane Center in Miami is encouraging people to gather supplies and prepare for potential power outages. They're being told to have enough non-perishable food, water, and medicine to last at least a week. Gas stations are busy as people prepare for possible evacuation orders. If power is knocked out, gas stations won't have power to run the pumps. Forecasters say it's too early to say whether the hurricane hits southeast Florida or central Florida.
KC24 drew the winner of a new Fresno Lexus and helped raise $37,300 for 12 local nonprofits during the KC24 telethon. Tickets are limited, so get yours before the live Granville Home of Hope giveaway Wednesday at 6:30 on KC24.
Gas prices have almost doubled for me.
I think it's almost tripled.
$150.
Didn't fill it up.
It's not a good feeling.
It hurts a little more every time.
We had a chance to lower the gas tax. Rudy Salas didn't back it.
What did he do? Stood around, he did nothing.
Yeah, he didn't even show up for the votes.
Typical politician, living the high life. Rudy Salas is listening to his donors. He's not listening to us. He doesn't really care about us.
Rudy Salas is in it for himself.
Definitely not the kind of guy we need in Congress.
Congressional Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
You have to look at stories in terms of what matters to regular people. Get away from the fringes and the special interests. There is no reason to magnify the smallest voice just because of how angry and vicious it is. Magnify what matters. Bring to light what is being ignored. You will watch this show and see that the job is done the right way. We don't play the game. We change the game.
I'm a Republican.
I'm a Republican.
And so am I.
We're for Adam Gray because he's tackled crime. No BS.
Adam has been an incredible partner to law enforcement. Adam funded the crime task force, arresting 50 cartel gang leaders.
Cracked down on sex traffickers.
And got us more funding to keep our neighborhoods safe.
He's helped me and countless other sheriffs in this state. Adam Gray gets it and gets it done.
I'm Adam Gray, and I approve this message.
When safe drivers save for not answering their phone while driving, they feel like a big deal.
Did you get the ice?
Even if they forgot the ice. Save up to 30% on auto insurance with USAA Safe Pilot. Get a quote today.
And that does it for us here at KC24 News. Have a wonderful evening. Good night.
When you have connections, life is good. And life's really good